Hello and welcome back to the 2023 Junior World Disc Golf Championships here in the greater Peoria, Illinois area, powered by Paragon Disc Golf. This is a PDGA major right here at the late end of June. My name is Zachary O'Heran on the commentator's mic, working for Crew 42, doing the footage. And next to me on the commentator's mic, I have Grace Dykema.
Hello.
Returning again for the third round coverage. We're super excited to be back here.
Happy to be here.
Got a course change today. We're moving from Bradley over to Kennal Lake. Taking a quick peek at the round two standings here. You've moved down to fourth place here. We got a battle there kind of in the podium. Ellie taking a commanding.
Ellie's got a long lead.
Yeah, big lead. Two rounds is all it took. We're going to see if anyone can catch her. Take a quick peek at our card again. We have Ellie here. She is our leader, highest rated player in the field. We have Trinity as well. She was here last year as well. I think she finished third in this division. We have Lillian as well here. She did not, I think she was here at the beginning, but she didn't finish the tournament. And of course, we've got you back as well for this round. So excited to be at Kennal Lake with you. Starting off on hole one, what do we got?
Hole one, 405 feet. This course plays a lot more open than Bradley on most of the holes, but there's some like kind of tunnel shots. So this one, you're just kind of trying to get your drive by that maple in front of you there, like that red tree. And then if you get past it, you got like a step putt, Ellie will probably have the power to get there. But really, you're just kind of trying to land with an open shot to the basket anywhere around that tree.
Not too much OB to speak of in general on this course. Bradley had a lot more OB in range of a lot of holes. This one requires a little bit of more of a shank, I would say, just generally. And she's going to get most of the way up there. Yeah. Not in circle two quite. She's going to be short. Those trees do a very good job of
they do.
Stopping everything. Trinity.
Nice little line.
Yep. I like the wide line there. Just poke it out, let it hyzer back in. Her height was actually really good there if it didn't hit the stupid ditch. But
really good line.
Yeah, if you tuck it just under the tree, you're a little more likely to skip. It's been so dry here this week that you'd get an extra 20 feet out of it for sure.
Lillianne, forehand dominant, so we'll see some different lines from her this round.
Yeah, we talked about the forehand queen on a couple holes. This is the only birdie on a few holes, but
early release from me. That one thankfully dropped into the open, but not what I was trying to do.
Yeah, you want to be farther right. Use the space that's available to you. What are you thinking here?
This one, I am trying to go underneath the two trees, and I just catch the last branch.
Yep, just a touch too high there.
Yep.
Hopefully an up and down from that position.
Yes.
Lillian now. She forehands a lot of drivers for her approaches as well. She does have a mid-range-esque disc that she does a lot of approaches with, but she also does, I think it's an 11 speed she just threw there. You'll see her go back and forth between those. You were just past the basket there.
Just past, yep. Trinity, much better power there. That one's going to settle.
Nice right by the basket. This is not a hole you're necessarily losing strokes if you take a three here.
No, this one's a pretty par. You don't want a bogey, but also par is hard to do.
You with your comeback now. Oh, boy.
That one's stuck in. I love gummy putters.
I mean, I don't think I had ever seen someone do that with a putt before. And new rules, that counts.
It does.
So, I mean, what were you thinking in your head as that came out of your hand?
Oh, boy, that's way too low.
Oh, no, I
did not think it had a chance of going in.
Well, did it? Well, we'll count it anyway.
Yeah. That happens more than most people because I have these crazy gummy putters, so I just kind of stick in there. But I was not expecting that one to stay.
Just wild. And I told the marshal he was walking up on two when I was going around with the catch cam, and I was like, man, we need you to for a second iron hole one, and told him what happened. He couldn't believe it himself. Taking a look at hole two now, one of the easiest holes on the course.
Yes. Grace,
what's the game plan?
271. This one, I'm searching for chains. I love this hole. This is my favorite hole that we ever play. You just got to avoid that first tree, but otherwise any kind of mid, definitely probably a putter for Ellie. But just kind of whatever's going to get you. It's really downhill, so you don't need a bunch of power to get there.
This is tracking really well. Get in there.
Oh!
So close.
So good.
Right off the front rim. Needed maybe an inch more of height, and it would have maybe snuck in there for us, but...
Trinity hits the early trees. Not sure what she was trying to do with that line.
Yeah, she does have a tendency to pull a little bit to the right as well. I really like the forehand line a lot more than I like the backhand line.
It's a lot more open.
You just really swing it out wide. And it's pretty early in the morning, so there's not too much wind either, so
No.
I just like that play a lot, but many people don't have that distance, it feels like, or have trouble controlling it. What are you throwing here?
I threw a passion on this one.
Okay.
Looking for not too much fade, but I needed a little more.
Just circles
Just
edge there.
barely in the circle.
Yeah, you can see that faded white line. We still have them out there on the course today. Just as a frame of reference for everyone at home. Trinity here going to go a little early left.
That's going to be a tricky par save.
Yep, it's going to be tester range for sure. Speaking of tricky, Lillianne is not sitting in the best spot.
Roller maybe? Oh, she got a full putt out.
Yep. That could have been disastrous, but
yes.
we have a putt for par. Oh,
Nope.
lift? Wind lift maybe there?
Nope, just I stood up.
Just threw it over the basket.
High.
The first one was short. You weren't going to do it again.
overcorrected.
Yeah, you were not going to do it again. And unfortunately, Trinity's going to chain out left side.
Out.
Yep. This is a hole you really don't want to bogey. This plays as, like I said, one of the easiest holes on the day. In fact, it is the easiest hole on the day. The only hole in the entire course for round 3 that played under par.
Wow. This one's a very, I'm disappointed. Well, okay. I'm disappointed to not get the birdie here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too mad that I got a par, but, everyone wants the birdie here.
Yeah, especially if this course does not have a lot of easy birdies available to it. So everyone you can get. Tricky birdie, this would be one of them. Hole 3,
yeah.
What do we got?
Hole 3, 256 feet, lots of junk off to the right. There's a little creek that plays casual but very tricky off to the left. It plays semi-uphill, so it's longer than it looks or says. And you're just trying to get to that. Well, okay, Lily might have the distance on a forehand, but otherwise most backhands are just kind of trying to get to the end of the wood chips.
Yeah, definitely shot shapes well for her. Unfortunately, if you never have seen Ellie play in person, she's the fastest human being alive.
She's the fastest.
I hadn't even turned around with my catch cam yet. And I turned, when I finally turned around, her disc where Lily just landed was on the ground. I was like, oh, we're just going to film where she landed, I guess. Even our main cam guy hadn't even gotten ready yet. So she's in the fairway, though. She's in a good spot. Lily landed right next to her, and it looks like you're going to join the grouping.
Yep.
This is the ideal landing spot if you're not going for the basket. This is you can see the basket from here.
Yeah, all 4 of us will have an easy shot from there.
Ellie's going to pitch up.
Good step putt.
Yep. There's really no danger where I'm standing with the camera there. There's not an immediate backdrop or immediate woods, but it is very much uphill. So you tend to, Ellie there, she probably thought she was giving it a run. Halfway there, the disc was not enough.
Short.
Choked up a little bit, but in circle.
Interesting angle.
This hole played as 3.92, so almost a complete stroke over par for the field.
Yeah. If you land clean, it's a fairly easy birdie, but as soon as you get off the fairway, it's rough.
Especially early. Ooh. You all landed past all the junk. Trinity, another one chained out. That's back-to-back, right? You're going to take your time.
Yes.
One low, one high, one smack dab middle.
Center. I needed to get the confidence going.
Yeah, this hole's had only 4 pars. We've seen 2 of them already. Lillian trying to be the 3rd. I just didn't want to jinx it. That's really just sitting in the back of my head. I'm just maybe
please do it. Please
something changed in the editing.
Good job, buddy. I can't believe it.
You're up next.
Stay turning. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Ooh. Wow.
Alan, inbounds.
That's exactly.
Unbelievable.
All right, hole 4. We're going to our first par 4. Grace,
Yes.
break it down.
475 feet. This one's tricky because this gap right where that looks like a spotter maybe or a player is standing. So really, if you're playing safe, you're just trying to land to where they're standing and then go over. If you want to get aggressive, I would guess people like with Ellie or Trinity's distance would get over the bridge and then uphill over to the left to this basket. Not too much trouble around the basket other than it's very,
Uphill.
yeah. So you can sometimes get some rollaways after this one.
There is a Mando as well, so if
Yes,
you happen to
okay.
shank it left, you have to go to a drop zone, and the drop zone, getting to the basket can be tricky.
Yeah.
Limited ceiling. Ellie here is just going to rip this one way far to the
Way
right.
to the right.
Not where she wants to be, but hopefully we'll be able to save a par from there. Looks like she's just laying up
Just
here.
laying up.
And that'll work.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
If you can see the gap, that's the landing zone's
Yeah.
great.
Little early. No.
This is your
just
putter,
a little-
right?
Yes, this
Yeah.
one's my putter. Just a little early out of my hand, but it's okay.
It sets up the hyzer.
Yeah.
It really limits you from attacking the basket from there, but like the gap is still really available.
Yes.
And Trinity's getting down in the
She's
gap.
getting down in the gap, but nobody's going. I'm not surprised nobody went for the gap. It's tricky, and I don't feel like it's not necessarily saving you strokes
Yeah.
if you get there.
These are the only holes 1 through 4 on this course are the only holes I got to play this whole week. I did the drone footage, had to wait for batteries to charge, so I
Yeah.
played holes 1 through 4 a couple times. And I went for it every time, and let me tell you, it's such a mistake. Don't do it. So many double bogeys. Lily there is not going to
Finds
be
a
able to get,
branch.
finds the one firm branch. It's going to knock her into that little valley.
Pitch out from Ellie.
Even there, that's a tricky spot to approach. It's going
Yeah.
to be a lot of hyzer angle way uphill. She has the power to do it, but with wood chips in her footing, this is a question. So,
Great distance there from Lillian.
yeah, her standstill power and her run-up power are so
much.
close. Like, and I'm not saying that her run-up power isn't good. Her run-up power is great, but like her standstill power is
yeah.
like right there with it. She just has the ability to be like, I don't need to run up. I can still get there with it. So that's a huge weapon to have in your arsenal.
Great distance there from Ellie.
I mean,
Not quite pushing the basket enough, but
yeah,
that's-
surprisingly left. I
Yeah.
thought she'd be farther right, just limited on her angle, but she's going to be up there for a putt.
This one, I just let the wind carry.
Little
way
little
out to
left.
Circle's edge. Yeah.
Got to putt at least.
This one, I noticed we had a little bit of a right to left, and I did not adjust for that with my hyzer. Trinity's looks like
Safe.
she'll be right under.
Yeah, inside circle. If you don't know Lillian,
Looks
she
like she's
runs
running
most
it.
everything off the band, but this
Oh.
is danger.
No.
Yeah, down the hill
Sit
we
down,
go.
Sit down.
That risk reward.
Oh, she was so close to getting that
I know-
reward.
Yeah, the line was great, just needed an inch lower. These bands are not very thick, and another run from her, but this one just a touch short. Under the basket safely. Short run from Ellie
Yeah.
there. She'll be right by the basket. Finally get to you. We have the lake at the top of this hole, so scenic view here. And a scenic
That
putt from
one,
you.
Yes, that
2
one
for 2.
barely caught in. Hoping to get some confidence going after those
First 2
disappointing
holes,
First
yeah.
2, yeah.
Well, we've had 2 back-to-back good holes, so that's a good sign. Ellie gets hers to
Good center
go.
Save.
Yeah, I imagine this course is playing between this hole and Sunset Hills. It's probably close in difficulty. This one's much tighter
Yeah.
than Sunset. Sunset just doesn't have any tunnels in it,
Yeah.
so why it's a ball golf course. But it will be interesting to see how those 2 courses impact this division as we move
Yes.
on to hole 5. This is a shorty, quote unquote,
5,
right?
Yes. 349. Once you get to these trees, there's definitely a low ceiling for the rest of the play. You can kind of just throw any driver, whatever line you finish on is okay. You want to be left of this big tree next to the basket because that can make tricky putting stances. But otherwise, pretty straight up, but still difficult.
And you're on the pad.
I
Look at
did,
you, pad
yes.
stealer.
I'm throwing my Wraith here, just overturn it.
That's going to be by that big tree, but hopefully you have a
Yeah.
hyzer angle maybe over there.
Hopefully.
It's been a few days. It's like hard to
Yes,
remember. You're
I'm
like
trying to
going,
think- I'm
yeah.
trying to think
What
of what
happened?
happened.
What happened? What did I do? And it looks like Trinity
Trinity
thought it was a good
followed me
spot.
right
She-
over there.
She thought it looked good, so she went with you. I don't know. Maybe you had the secret spot. Ooh, this is
A little
early.
high from Ellie.
Just in the fairway
Yeah,
there. She'll have an
push through
approach.
enough.
Big step to the left there at the very end there. I think she's trying to go for this left gap, but overturns
Ooh,
it
overturns.
into that wood stuff, and that's not a good place to be.
Yeah, the woods here at Kennal are very unforgiving. The majority of holes had some wide open fairway, but there's a couple especially where it plays in and you do not want to be there.
Don't go off the fairway. It's not fun. She had to pitch out there. Ellie up here going with a putter approach. She leaves this one too far right. She's going to be outside circle for her par save there. Lillian able to get inside circle from that one, just kind of through that left side gap. Trinity taking the high hyzer. She gets to go before you too.
Yeah, I got to see the line. Unfortunately, I've got the worst of lines. I was even more blocked off by this tree right in front of me, so I just had to
There
throw a
is a
really wide
skinny
hyzer.
one right behind the
There
big one.
is.
That's just rude.
So that one was right in my arm swing, so I just had to throw something wide.
Get yourself in circle two, at least give you a look. Trinity's not even going to deal with it. Just going to lay
No.
up. Had too much stuff in her way. You had a big tree in your way.
Big tree.
You're not going to deal with it. You're
No,
just going to lay
that
up.
one, that was about as far as I could like comfortably stand without
Mhm.
having to.
Hurt yourself
Oh.
potentially. Ellie just off the
So
right side.
close.
And this hole playing pretty hard right now. It looks like a bogey for everyone, it looks like, on this card.
I've never understood this one, but I feel like this one gets people every time. Like
Yeah.
off the tee, it doesn't look difficult, and then I feel like I just always find trouble.
Yeah, I think it's because most people think they can get farther down the fairway, and then when they
Yeah.
don't, the approach shot they should be open, and like your situation, just like a little too much in the way, make some difficult decisions, out circle two, miss a putt, and you find yourself with a bogey. And speaking of difficult holes, the hardest hole on the day is this one right here, hole 6. What do we got?
387. I believe this road is OB, but that might just be casual. It's a steep up. It's a little bit of an uphill, and then it's just kind of like a tunnel. Okay, I would say it plays like a tunnel. It doesn't look like it, but
Yeah.
it definitely plays like one. And then there's lots of danger around this basket.
We'll say it this way. If you happen to overturn something into the right side of that tunnel, you have a chance of
You
coming
do.
back. It's not quite wooded in that sense, but the tunnel is the gap. You really
Yeah.
don't want to go right of it. And you've hit the gap perfectly. You're
I
dead center.
did. This hole always gets me. I somehow find a way to like hit the first tree or throw it right into the ground. So I was thrilled with that drive.
Trinity trying to match you, hopefully again. This one's burned
Just slow.
into the ground.
Yeah.
Not going to work out this time. Ellie, this looks a little left.
Looks, I think
Yeah.
there is that burn pile to the left, which I believe is playing casual.
Casual
this
that
year.
day,
Yeah.
yep.
But still very tricky.
Good forehand hole. It's a little more open for this left
Yes.
side. If you were a forehand player, you can get a little farther up the fairway. You saw Ellie get knocked down by, I'm going to call it a pine tree. I don't remember. I'm not a, whatever you call a forced, knowledgeable person is. But by that tree that looks like a pine tree, it knocks you down a lot.
I get it's fine.
It's a pine. It's probably not a pine. So first comment in this video is going to be, actually. Trinity just off the fairway. Here's you piping it,
Good
but
line, too
too
much power.
deep. Ah, dang.
I was really just trying to make it like up that little hill.
Trying to
so-
hit the hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and use it as a break and just got over it. Forehand here from Lillian. This looks good as
Good
well.
line, but also too much power. Thankfully,
She's-
she sticks.
Yeah, she's going to sit right next to you, just in it,
In the tree.
floating. Forehand here from Ellie.
She doesn't go to it much, but it's definitely a solid asset in her game.
Trinity.
Off to the right and hits one of those
Yeah.
trees.
She had a skinny gap there. She got risky a little bit and did not reward here. Here's Ellie for a long circle 2 for her par save. And she's going to scoot over by that. I think she's in front of it, though.
Yeah.
Trinity.
Ooh, great line.
Little Anheuser putt. Never hurt anyone.
Those trees are on the way. This one, I can't even see the basket. I'm just trying to
Just
get it short.
get out of here. Just don't be here. Just enough in your way.
I had my legs like fully extended. It was everything I could do to just get a stance.
Just to get in there. Ellie making sure she's not in the bush too much. She's going to card her bogey. Fun fact, I lied to everyone. This is the 3rd hardest hole in the day. However,
Okay.
it is the only hole on the entire course that did not card a par or better. Everything was bogey or worse. Everything. And it's not even the hardest hole.
Oh boy.
Like, that's what I knew. That's why I thought it was the hardest hole. There were 2
Yeah.
holes that play harder, which I'm a little surprised about. But
No pars?
no pars. None.
Oh.
There are, I think, 2.
Okay,
I
feel
think
better
2 doubles, and the rest are bogeys.
Ledgestone. Every summer, hundreds of disc golfers flock to the greater Peoria, Illinois area to compete in the sport's richest and most charitable event, the Ledgestone Open. But what does Ledgestone look like for the rest of the year? On the surface, Ledgestone is one of disc golf's leading retailers. But look a little closer and you'll find a group of motivated individuals providing the best possible service to the disc golf community. So whether you're building a bag, wanting to support your favorite pro, or looking to add to your disc golf wardrobe, choose the retailer that's as passionate about the sport as you are. Choose Ledgestone.
Hole 7, 505 feet. This one, you're just trying to get off the tee as far as you can. I'm trying to land near that tree on the right. Everybody else in this car is probably going to blow past me because they have so much power. But you're just kind of trying to land somewhere in this fairway area. And then I would say most people are probably laying up either to the mouth of the gap right here or just into it. And then it goes steep downhill towards the basket, and this area can play really tricky to get if you're off like at all. I feel like it plays very tricky.
This is actually one of the few holes where I think power can hurt you.
Yeah.
Like if Ellie gets really aggressive here, she might be able to get to the mouth in one shot, but that's a really small gap to be in front of, and you can find yourself in a lot of trouble, either deep or too far left. You are just past the tree you're looking for, so this is a great drive for you. I really like the idea of just truncating this hole. Lay it to the right by that tree, put it in front of the gap, pitch down, tap in a par, and move on.
Ellie with a slip there. She's young. I don't even know what happened off this tee, but she still has so much power. Her error is, I think that was at least like 350.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm like, yep, she'll be forehand territory. Luckily, is not in the stuff or too far off the gap.
Yeah.
Oh, this is burned a
Into
little
the
too
ground,
early,
but
yeah.
Not a bad roller. She
Fine.
got some distance off of that one.
I was going to say, really good spot if you're a forehand player, so
Yeah.
good for her. Not for anyone else. Trinity now trying to match where you are, get a little farther than that. And she's going to do just that, another 20 feet. Hole 7 playing at plus 1.08 over par, one of 5 holes on this course playing 1 stroke or more over par today.
This one's tricky.
Yeah.
The drive's straight up, and then after this, it just gets real hard.
Yeah, the drive isn't really... There's no OB to really speak of, unless you're, like, trying to be a meme and throw it towards the OB, which is 400 feet to the right. Like, you know, like, I'm going to prove that you can do it kind of thing. So, like, OB is not a thing. Really, it's just these two things right here. How aggressive. Like, Trinity's trying to go for the gap and get down there for a birdie look, and that just leaves so much danger involved. Really, Ellie here is the best look, but even this is not going to be easy. You see her hit a tree, and there it goes rolling off the fairway. Like, this, just take a 4.
These little trees do so much work.
Oh, yeah. And they all have leaves. They're jerks.
Oh, yeah.
They're the worst.
Oh, and I did forget to mention the creek at the bottom of the hill is OB. No.
OB.
No,
casual.
it's just casual.
Casual. I was going to say.
Never mind, my bad.
Yeah, I was going to say I think most everything that was considered or supposed to be OB in like Bradley at this course at Sunset. Sunset's a little different because it's mostly walking pavements, but most of the creeks, most of the things that you would think would be OB are going to be as casual for this event, just because everything was literally bone dry.
Yeah. Well, and I was surprised because last year most of the things that I've said incorrectly as OB were OB last year.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You're flashbacking
changed
from
that,
last year.
yeah.
Like, oh, it went OB there. It's like, oh, wait, no, it's not OB this time. Trinity with an unfortunate break there. Forehands right into that first tree. She gets a little farther forward, which is enough for her to
second
get.
shot. She might be pinned straight on that bridge, though.
I think it's close enough. I think she'll get it.
Okay.
I've got good money on it.
That one, I had that tree like right in my way. I was not happy on this hole.
Yes, this hole is taking everyone's lunch money right now. It is not an easy hole. You can see here, there she goes, Ellie into the creek.
Into the creek.
On the left side, actually using. I thought this decision was interesting. She actually takes the casual relief backwards, so she's on the other side of the bush, where she has no putt at the basket.
Yeah.
But if she had taken it in the creek, she would have had a look. It would have been just really uncomfortable. So I'm not really sure. Maybe she saw something different than I did, but I thought that was an interesting decision from her. But she pitched out by the basket. Should be a tap in from there. I was right. You owe me money. She got it. No.
Technically, I never said she wasn't making it.
All
I just
right.
said she had tricky footing.
All right. I didn't handshake you either, so it's all right. I'll allow it. One more tap in here for hole 7. Just real tough hole. And we're going to be moving on to the 8th, which for our purposes today is right in the middle of the pack for difficulty. What do we got?
Yeah, this one, 210 feet. That tree right off the gap is like right in the way. They place those very well. But then after this, it's a little bit of a flex line, I would say, lines up the best for it. Or a flex, like backhand, I would say lines up the best for this gap, but you can really kind of throw whatever putter mid you can trust to get out. Once you get out of the gap, it's not tricky, but if you hit anything, good luck. Ellie goes just high, but it's going to make it past. She goes into the creek.
I was going to say, I don't know what hole she's playing, but she's 300 feet down the fairway.
I
think she threw a 4-speed there, too. I don't even think it's a big drive. Lillian there hits that first tree for the forehand player on the other side. This is not an easy forehand shot. Trinity is going to let that leak left. You throwing a fairway driver here or mid-range?
I'm throwing a mid.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a Ravencline Suspect.
Oh.
Yes, shout out. That one just barely caught through everything. I thought it was definitely an early line.
Yeah.
But
to the edge, which is really just get out. See the basket. It's really important.
Honestly, Ellie's play isn't awful because where she landed, she'll have at least like an easy par from there.
Mm-hmm. And it's not OB.
Yeah.
I mean,
where Trinity and like where Lily's having to pitch out right now is very tricky. Great save to get a 2 from there because I've seen people who just try to be the hero shot. Trinity's in here too, and it just does not work.
Just adds up real fast. Yep, she's just going to pitch out, see the basket, probably do a layup from here. You can already see there is a good layup from Trinity. We're 8 holes in, but looking at our field here, +3, +6, +5, it's clearly a much more difficult layout. Ooh, you almost put in the birdie.
I did. That one, I could not see the basket. I had a branch coming right across my face. But
trust it's there.
The arm had a good look, so I was like, I gotta run it.
Yeah, for sure. Ellie just kind of had bad footing.
Yeah.
Had a laugh about it at least. And again, I'm just surprised. She plays very fast. Like,
she does.
Her family runs through disc golf rounds so that they can get their heart rate up. So I wonder if she would benefit sometime because if that creek played casual, which I'm pretty sure it did, I would have taken it one step onto the top of the ridge and got a good footed run at it. But regardless, there's no harm here. She ended up taking a par, which is not losing strokes on anyone. Hole 8 only having 1 birdie by Kylie on the round. And that's going to move us on to hole 9, the last one for this video. What do we got?
This one's really tricky. It's a tough gap kind of off the tee. You're just trying to throw straight as far as you can. There's, people are playing their own games about how much distance versus accuracy because honestly, throwing a 100-foot shot, maybe, 100's a little short, but 150, like 2 times or 3 times, like honestly,
Yep.
very easily can be the play because anything off the sides here is junk.
I was gonna say, if you could jump putt 100 feet, let's just say just 100 feet jump putt, right?
Yeah.
If you do that 3 times, you're in circle 2 looking for your 4 every time.
Yeah.
Right? Because you just jump putt. And so if you jump putt 150 feet, you're in circle 2 after 2. So like you're mentioning, even 100 feet can like really, you can truncate the hole down to not overcomplicate it.
Lillian's going to get into, I think she'll be on the edge of it.
Yeah.
I hit the first
You
tree.
hit that tree and rocketed to the right.
Yes, I did.
That disc had no desire to be in the fairway.
Trinity hits the gap, fades a little to the left, but she's far enough down there where it kind of bubbles out.
Yeah, you're just looking for par. And so from my lie earlier, let me correct it. This is the hardest hole of the
Yes.
round, playing at plus 1.5. I'm going to say the number wrong. 4. I was about to say 3. 1.54 over par is just. It's a tough hole. Good
yeah.
pitch from you. Good layup.
I had absolutely nothing.
Nothing and a half.
I was trying to think of some like overhead, and there were just branches everywhere, and the layout gap or the pitch out gap was wide open. I was like, I'm just gonna take that and just try to get it through the fairway after that. Good out from Lillian. She'll have an easy up and down from there.
Just in the fairway. Here's Ellie. Very fortunate kick for her to stay in the fairway. She's gonna.
She had a little plinko action there.
Yeah, she got a couple trees. Fortunate break for her. She's going to scoot a putter up towards the green. You got an open look here. Heiser putter, slow down. Nicely done. That'll work beautifully for you. Forehand here from Trinity.
Wide step out going around that tree. Really great line from her.
Yep, good scramble. That's what
This
we call
one-
it in the industry. You know.
Nice out from her. This one, it plays just enough uphill where like you get tricky lines. I feel like, but it's not like I'm never worried about rollaways on this one.
Yeah,
Great part from
yeah.
her.
Roll away. It's just all wood chippy.
Yeah.
And so it's doesn't roll particularly well. It's kind of slippery, honestly. Unfortunate double bogey, but honestly, from how bad your kick was, you took a 3
pitched out,
from
I
your
took a
pitch.
par.
Yeah, so really, really good, honestly.
Not too disappointed about that.
And as I mentioned, plays as plus 1.54 over par, hardest hole in the day.
How many pars did we have?
2.
Just those 2.
And we saw them both.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had that on our coverage a couple of times. Like, we've only had 2 birdies, and these are them. I love it. Hey, all right, we're going to break this down here. Our round, taking a look at it. Ellie's at -3 overall, +4 on the round. I mean, this course just plays so tough.
This course is so tricky.
Every other lady on the card, +7. It's just
+7.
tough course. They're going to hit the back 9 here, hopefully to save some more pars, get a few birdies if they can, and try to get off this course with as clean a round as possible. If you haven't already, make sure you thumbs up the video, subscribe, check out Crew 42 and the PDGA for all your video needs. Grace, thanks for joining me for this 9.
Thank you.
And we'll
if
see you guys in...
a full shout out. Please go
yeah.
follow Throw with Grace I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I appreciate the follow from everyone.
Yes, do it. And we'll see you guys in the back 9.